Everything is energy, and you've been participating in it, even influencing it, whether you realize it or not. In this moment, your brain is processing millions of signals every second: the feel of fabric rubbing against your skin, the low hum in the background, tiny shifts in light. You barely notice because your brain filters most of it out so you can stay focused. But that's also the problem. The same filtering system can quietly trap you in place, letting you see only the small slice of reality it permits you to see. Think back to the first time you learned a new skill, sports, a language, or any technique. At the beginning, everything feels clumsy and awkward. Your movements are stiff, your thoughts scattered. But with practice, there's a moment when it suddenly starts to click. What changed wasn't that you started trying harder, your brain rewired itself, building new pathways and new patterns. Energy control works the same way. Most people think what they lack is more energy. But more often, the problem is this: the energy isn't missing, you're just using it inefficiently. It's like your fuel tank is full, but you've been driving with your foot on the brake. The energy is there, but it can't flow. So how do you get your energy moving again? The key is to clear the blockage between your conscious and unconscious mind, so you can unlock abilities that already exist in you, but haven't been activated. This isn't a mystical shortcut. It's training grounded in neuroscience and cognitive psychology. Start with a simple exercise. Close your eyes and place your attention on your breath. Don't try to control it, just observe. Some breaths are deep, some are shallow. Some feel warm, some feel cool. After a few minutes, you'll notice the breath begins to shift on its own, often because the brain is releasing unnecessary control patterns. Our minds also create countless invisible rules without us realizing it, and those rules can be bent, rewritten. Think of how a cat lands on its feet, or how a baby learns to walk. They don't follow step-by-step instructions. The body simply finds the way. But as we grow older, we start overthinking and forcing outcomes, and we get stuck in rigid mental and behavioral loops. Those loops help you at certain times, but they can also block you from reaching a bigger potential. The core of energy regulation is recognizing these hidden patterns and learning to work with them instead of fighting them. It's more like surfing. The wave is already there. What you need to learn is how to ride it. Remember this: your attention is a tool. And like any tool, it only becomes truly effective when you understand how it shapes what you're processing. Observation creates change, and you can use that to guide practice and reinforce outcomes. That's exactly why we're about to move into an even more crucial topic: how to apply these principles to yourself, break old patterns, and create new possibilities. The seemingly separate illusion between the observer and the observed will soon be shattered, opening an entirely new way of working with energy. From the very beginning, our understanding of energy may have been wrong. Most people grow up with the idea that energy is like electricity that flows from somewhere to somewhere, from a power plant through the grid into your home, lighting up a bulb. That explanation feels reasonable because it matches our intuition and what we think we see, but it's closer to a story, a narrative designed to make us feel like we understand. The more surprising truth is this: energy doesn't literally travel to some destination, it is already everywhere. What we call energy transfer is more like a chain of changing energy states and cascading reactions. A power plant isn't sending energy to your house. It's creating a disturbance within an energy field that already exists, and that disturbance propagates along the grid until it reaches the bulb. You might think this is just wordplay, but the difference is huge, because the moment you stop treating energy as something carried from A to B, you begin to see a picture that's closer to reality. In this picture, everything is simply different states of energy. Matter itself is energy appearing in a denser, more stable form. Heat isn't something that rises upward, it's energy spreading out and moving toward equilibrium. When you bring your hand near a heat source, it's not that heat jumps onto your skin, but that your own energy state changes under the influence of the surrounding air molecule's energy state. Sound isn't a thing moving through air, but a pattern of pressure changes. Light isn't simply shot from the sun, but more like ripples in an electromagnetic field that fills space. Electricity is similar, not electrons sprinting through a wire like tiny balls, but energy being transmitted as a wave through the field around the conductor. Even gravity may not be a pulling force, but the curvature of spacetime guiding energy toward balance. So the most effective approach is no longer pushing energy around, but learning how to change energy states at key points and guide how the system evolves, like realizing that instead of carrying water with buckets, you can change the direction of an entire river by opening and closing a gate. To break free from the old idea that energy moves back and forth between objects, you need practice. We're so used to that intuitive explanation that it can feel even more real than reality itself. But once you begin to see energy as a single, shared energy field, and what we call transfer, as state changes in different parts of the same system that influence one another, it becomes hard to go back to the old viewpoint. Next time you witness any energy phenomenon, try not to think something is moving. Instead, notice different parts of the same system are shifting their energy states and affecting each other. This shift in perspective opens new possibilities. You stop wasting effort carrying energy around, and start creating conditions where useful energy state changes happen naturally. That is the key to using energy more effectively. Your brain is like a plastic, moldable material, always capable of changing and growing. Every time you try something new, you're building new neural pathways that can replace the old routes that keep pulling you back into limitation and habit. Treat your comfort zone as a starting point, not a prison. With every step you take, the comfort zone expands a little, and what once looked impossible begins to feel doable. But be careful, your mind rebuilds the walls in clever ways. When you succeed, it says, it was just luck. When you face a challenge, it says, it's too hard. Those voices are like echoes from the old cage. What you need is not empty positivity, but more accurate thinking. See which limitations are simply beliefs you've gotten used to, then tear them open with questions, curiosity, and small acts of courage. You think the walls are thick, but often they're nothing more than paper-thin thoughts. The door has been open the whole time. You only need to take the first step. The quantum mirror offers a stranger, but more useful, way to understand this. Imagine you're standing in front of a special mirror. It doesn't reflect just one version of you, it reflects countless versions of energy shifting in the same instant, heat rising in red ripples, neural signals pulsing like blue sparks, atoms in your cells vibrating and dancing. More importantly, it also shows the possible changes of the next moment, spreading into different paths like ripples across a pond. But the most counterintuitive part is this: just by looking, the energy trajectory in the mirror changes. Observation itself participates in the outcome. So you can't stand outside the system like a puppet master controlling strings. You're always inside the mirror, part of the same energy system. Understanding this actually makes you better at guiding. Sometimes the best sense of direction isn't forcing control, it's stepping back and letting energy flow along a more natural path. And you begin to see time and causality more like a dance and a web, not a straight arrow. What you need to learn isn't to shape things by brute force, but to read these patterns, and make small changes at key points that can leverage much larger effects. The images in your mind shape reality far more deeply than you think. Imagine your mind as a movie projector. It keeps replaying films of what you expect will happen. And those inner films directly influence your emotions, your behavior, and ultimately the results you get. To see this clearly, let's look at two different inner movies of the exact same situation. Picture yourself walking into a room full of people. In the first film, you see yourself as awkward and out of place, convinced that everyone is judging you. Your heart starts racing, your muscles tighten, and before anything has even happened, anxiety arrives first. Now rewind the film and switch to a new version. You see yourself walking in with calm confidence, able to connect naturally with others and have great conversations. Notice what happens. Just because the image in your mind changes, your body relaxes and your energy flows more smoothly. The issue is that most of the time, these inner movies play automatically. They come from past experiences, other people's words, and conclusions you once made about yourself. But here's the interesting part: you can learn to become the director of these inner films, instead of remaining a passive viewer. From now on, you need to practice catching those negative films that start playing automatically in your head. For example, you're about to give a presentation, and your inner movie has already begun. You say the wrong thing, you freeze, the audience laughs. In that moment, hit pause on the projector, take a deep breath, then consciously switch to a new version. You speak clearly, the audience stays engaged, and you hold your rhythm. The goal isn't to force yourself into positive vibes only, that's not realistic. The goal is to first see what you're currently playing, and how that film is either draining your energy or strengthening it. Some people dismiss this as self-comfort, but both research and real-world practice suggest something important. The brain's response to clear mental rehearsal is remarkably similar to its response to real experience. To a certain degree, your nervous system can't fully distinguish between actually happening and vividly imagined. That's why athletes rehearse movements in their minds, musicians mentally practice fingerings and pitch, speakers visualize confidence on stage and audience feedback, chess players simulate entire games internally, and surgeons run through critical steps again and again before an operation to stay stable and focused. You can use the same principle to shape your energy, decisions, and actions in any situation. But this doesn't mean fantasizing a perfect script. A more effective approach is to make the new film credible to you. If you're learning something new, don't imagine yourself instantly flawless. See yourself improving step by step, gradually handling challenges better. Now try this exercise. Think of something that usually makes you nervous, and first observe the version your brain plays automatically. Don't jump straight to an instant victory ending. Instead, adjust it into something more doable. change total failure into I handled it reasonably well, change everyone criticizes me into they're neutral or mildly supportive. Add more detail to the scene, what you see, what you hear, how your body feels. The more sensory detail you include, the more your brain will treat it as real. You're not lying to yourself, you're training your brain to consider new possibilities. This practice can genuinely transform your energy field. When you repeatedly play inner films that support you, your nervous system gradually settles, your body language shifts, the signals other people pick up from you change as well, so reality often starts to align more closely with your new, inner version. Think about how many times you've spiraled over one situation, producing disaster movie after disaster movie in your head. How much energy did that waste? Now take that same imagination and use it to build scenarios that actually serve you, not by denying challenges, but by consciously choosing where you invest your mental energy. You don't need to eliminate negative thoughts forever. The key is knowing this: you do have a choice in which film you replay. Over time, it becomes more natural, old patterns will still arise automatically, that's normal, but you'll notice faster, the old projector is running again, and you'll switch it to a more helpful version. And beneath all of this, there's always something deeper that is watching. The mind keeps generating thoughts, images, and stories, but there is a deeper presence that observes them unfolding. This, watching awareness, is closer to who you truly are. Once you recognize it, you realize your thoughts, and the world they paint, aren't as solid or as unquestionable as they seem. It's like sitting in a movie theater. The screen shows joy, fear, intensity, chaos, but you're simply seated, watching. It can be raining on the screen, yet you don't get wet. The monster can be terrifying, yet it can't truly harm you. Your thoughts are also movies playing in the mind, but you are the awareness, the one who is watching. That awareness has been here all along. It knows you're reading these words right now. It notices your breathing, the sounds around you, the sensations in your body. Thoughts come and go, but awareness doesn't appear and disappear the way thoughts do. It's more like the background canvas of all experience. Suffering often comes from misidentification. When you take yourself to be the thoughts themselves, you suffer unnecessarily. You believe you are the worries, the plans, the regrets. But those are only temporary phenomena within awareness, like clouds passing through the sky. The sky, pure awareness, doesn't get stained by the clouds. And the key is, this isn't just an interesting idea. It's a direct, usable experience. Even in this moment, you can notice, I am aware. So what is it that knows these words are appearing? What is it that sees the thoughts arising in response to what you're reading? You might say, I am aware, but look closer. Can you actually locate this me that is aware? Or is there only awareness itself, illuminating everything? Even the feeling, I am separate from the world, is just another phenomenon within awareness. That's what oneness means, not that everything becomes a single blob, but that everything appears within awareness, and as awareness. The world doesn't disappear. Thoughts and emotions continue. But you begin to see them as appearances in awareness, not as hard, separate entities. Our minds construct a kind of private reality. It feels absolutely real, yet it often doesn't perfectly match objective existence. It's like watching a movie. On the screen there is only light and sound, but we get pulled into the story and experience genuine emotions and reactions. Everyday life works through the same mechanism. The brain receives information through the senses, then processes, filters, and integrates it through past experience, beliefs, and expectations, so reality is not delivered to you raw, but as an edited version. For example, when you look at a tree, you're not directly seeing the tree itself. Your brain receives patterns of light, processes them through the concept of tree that you've learned, and then generates an image that makes sense to you. The real tree out there may not be exactly the same as what you perceive. Emotions work the same way. We're not experiencing pure emotion, we're experiencing our interpretation of events, and that interpretation is filtered by personal history. For instance, if someone doesn't wave at you, you might instantly feel hurt or angry because past experiences of rejection automatically assign the same meaning to the moment. But the fact may simply be that they didn't see you. This filtered reality has a purpose. It helps us judge quickly and respond fast to our environment. But it can also trap us in limiting patterns and false beliefs, making us avoid opportunities out of old fears that no longer apply to the present. And this illusion doesn't happen only at the sensory level. There's an even deeper layer. Even your sense of who I am is often constructed. We write stories about ourselves. I'm not good at math, I'm always unlucky in love, I can't handle pressure. They feel like truth only because you've repeated them so many times. At their core, they're still patterns in the mind. Social media intensifies this distortion. You see carefully edited highlight reels of other people's lives, then compare them to your unedited daily reality, widening the gap between imagined reality and actual reality. Money is another powerful collective illusion. Paper bills and numbers have value because we collectively agree that they do. Entire economic systems are built on that shared consensus. Even time may be different from how we experience it. We assume time moves in a straight line from past to future, but physics suggests the true structure of time may not be so simple, and our felt sense of time passing may itself be partly constructed by the mind. Breaking free from these illusions doesn't mean rejecting them completely. After all, they are tools we use to function in society. The key is to see their true nature. They are structures constructed by the mind, not unshakable absolute truths. It's like dreaming. Everything feels completely real until you wake up and realize it wasn't reality. In the same way, when you begin to notice these everyday illusions, it's like you're waking up into a wider truth. You become freer, because you realize many of your limitations are created by psychological structures you've repeatedly identified with. And since these patterns were built by the brain can also build new ones. But this awareness also brings responsibility. Once you see how the mind shapes your reality, you become clearer about the role you play in creating your experience. You can't as easily blame everything on the external world. The good news is that understanding the constructed nature of experience actually gives you more control. Just like a movie loses some of its emotional grip once you remember, it's only a movie, fear and anxiety also loosen their hold when you see them as mental structures. This doesn't mean your experiences aren't real, they are real in the moment. But once you know they're being constructed by the mind, you gain an extra option. You can construct them in a way that serves you better. Think about how radically different cultures can be in their understanding of the world. What seems obvious to one group may be completely invisible to another, which shows that perception depends largely on what we've learned to perceive. Living inside illusion is like living inside a play. You are both the actor and the audience. You can fully immerse yourself in the storyline, or you can step back and remember that it's a performance. Both perspectives have their place. The key is balance. Use the illusion when it helps you function, while staying awake enough to remember it's constructed. That kind of clarity creates space for change and growth, allowing you to move beyond the limits of your current, perceived reality. The moment of awakening lands differently for everyone. For some, it's like being struck by lightning, sudden, violent, and unmistakable. For others, it's like morning light breaking through clouds, quietly seeping in, little by little, growing brighter. But once you truly see it, you can't pretend you didn't. That feeling of waking up pulls you out of the old perspective. Think back to those moments when you vaguely sensed that something was off, a flicker of doubt while watching the news, an intuition that a certain narrative just didn't add up, a sudden tightening in your chest. That isn't overthinking, it's your inner compass pointing toward truth. But we're trained from childhood to accept rather than question. Schools tend to reward memorization and obedience. Media often prefers feeding you packaged opinions instead of raw facts. The whole system encourages conformity and punishes independent thinking. So each of us carries a quiet sense of some invisible chains, yet very few people dare to name them clearly. The real truth is simple: we are born free, not only in the legal sense, but in the mental and spiritual sense. No one has the right to control your thoughts, limit your potential, or push you onto a path you never chose. And yet in real life, it happens every day through subtle forms of control. Look at how we live, woken by alarms, rushing into jobs we may not even like, buying things we don't truly need, filling empty space with mind-numbing entertainment, collapsing into exhausted sleep, then repeating it all again the next day. We're told this is normal, this is success, this is life. But is it? The truth is, we have far more power than we've been conditioned to believe. Our thoughts shape reality, our focus determines experience, and our choices define our path. Yet we've handed that power away bit by bit, until eventually we forgot we ever had it at all. The good news is, that power never truly left. It's only been sleeping, waiting for you to reclaim it. And the starting point for reclaiming it is actually just one step: question everything. Not out of paranoia, and not for the sake of rebellion, but out of honest curiosity. Ask yourself, why do I believe what I believe? Who benefits from me believing this? If I believed a different narrative, how would my life change? These questions pry open the shell of illusion and let light in. When you begin asking like this, you'll gradually start seeing patterns: how fear is used to shape behavior, how manufactured scarcity creates competition, and how distraction keeps us from facing what truly matters. And then the scattered fragments that once felt disconnected will start clicking into place, one by one. But there's one more thing they don't want you to know: awakening isn't only about seeing what's wrong, it's also about seeing what you're actually capable of. When you break free from those invisible psychological chains, you'll touch a kind of creativity you never knew you had. You'll reclaim strength you once forgot. You'll meet the real version of yourself again. And this awakening also means responsibility. Once you've seen the truth, you can't go back to sleep. You have to take responsibility for your growth, your choices, and the path you're going to walk. No more blind obedience, no more numb drifting, no more swallowing everything whole without examining it. Of course, some people will resist your awakening. They'll call you crazy, demand that you get back in line, and try to pull you back into the old patterns. That's normal. Change makes people uncomfortable, especially when it threatens the beliefs they rely on to feel safe. When people resist your awakening and try to pull you back into old patterns, your job isn't to argue in anger, it's to stand firmly in what's real for you, calm, grounded, and without judgment. The truth doesn't need you to defend it, it simply is. And your task isn't to convince everyone, it's to live truthfully, and let your existence itself become the answer. Start small, question one belief you've taken for granted today, change one habit you've been repeating tomorrow, take one step toward your truer self next week. Don't underestimate these moves, small consistency compounds into massive change over time. The key isn't speed. It's consistency. At first, awakening can feel a little lonely. But if you keep going, you'll meet others who can see the cracks too, people who are also questioning, also searching. The connection will form naturally when the time is right. Remember, awakening isn't a finish line, it's an unfolding process. Each day brings new insight, new questions, and new chances to choose truth over illusion. Some days will be harder, and that's okay. Growth is never a straight line, and the most moving part is this: awakening lets you see human potential clearly. We are not destined to remain small. We have the power to create, and even to shape reality. The reason this truth has been hidden for so long is that it threatens those who profit from people staying asleep. Now is your time to wake up, not because anyone orders you to, but because something inside you knows it's right. Trust that inner voice. Follow that quiet but steady certainty, and step into your own power. The illusion is breaking down, and more people are waking up every day. You are not alone, you are not the only one who can see the cracks. On the foundation of truth, freedom, and real connection, we can create a new way of living together. This is your moment, your awakening, your truth. If you've seen Inception, you've already touched this idea: reality can be shaped by belief, imagination, and intention. But this isn't just a movie, it's something that's happening in real life. Your energy, your focus, and your beliefs all have the power to influence the world around you. If Inception ever made you rethink what is real, type "I'm ready" in the comments, and thank you for walking the path of awakening together.